get started, you're going to want a couple of different things. The first thing that you're going to need is a thick photo frame. This one I got from the Dollar Tree, so it was only $1, but I really wanted to make sure that it had some thickness to it. Because they have the extra framing here, and it's supposed to frame a 3x5 inch photograph. I believe this is actually a 5x7 inch photo frame, and it is going to work perfectly for the other items I have. The other things being deco tags with twine. I got these from Walmart, I think for about $2.50 for 20, and you're going to need all 20 for the project. The first thing I had to do was separate out 6 of our deco tags. What I then did is I took an old thing of sticker paper and pulled out some letters so that I could mark out the different months. Now you could do this with just a regular marker and pen and your handwriting, but I had some stickers, so I decided to use them. I did actually run out of A's at one point, so the A on this August is actually drawn in. So what I just did for that is I basically cut out one of the A's and just went in and kind of traced out the outline of the sticker as if it were a stencil, and that worked out pretty well. And in order to get the most out of your tags and to make sure you don't have to buy an extra pack just for 6 that you really would only need and then have, gosh, 14 left over, I just went and I added the other months on the back, as you saw with my August. And I did the same all the way through December. The next thing that you're going to do is to go in and create your numbers. I didn't think the stickers that I had were quite big enough to fill the space, but what I did have were some leftover, I guess, attachable letters, even though they have no adhesive on the back, that someone gifted me from the Dollar Tree once. So I just use these to trace out the letters and color them in with a Sharpie marker. So I'm going to finish up my first 10, 0 to 9, and show you how I did it. First things first, you're going to go in with a pencil and make some tracings on the outside of your letter. Peel that up, and then you'll have your 0 or whatever other number that you're using. Then what I did is I took this thick black Super Sharpie, as it is appropriately named, and I went around and basically just filled it in. The reason that I chose to do this in pencil first is because the letters that I use, those blue metallic ones here, they're older and I've had them for a while, and honestly some of the letters or numbers I suppose went missing. So I had to take an S and an E and turn that into a 2, a 3, and a 5. And I wanted to make sure that the letters looked okay. I think 3 and the 2 turned out pretty good. My 5 is a little wonky on the bottom, but I still love him. But that is how I got my numbers. How I got my numbers. Once you have your first set of 10 numbers completely done, you can set those off to the side, and you'll actually end up making, with those last 4 that you have, with the 6 from the months and 10 from the first set of letters, you'll have 4 left, which is exactly what you need to make your tens column, I suppose. So you'll need another 0, another 1, 2, and 3 for the 30th and 31st of each month. Now you can choose to decorate these however you'd like. Part of me almost wishes that this was a serif font so that it kind of matched this a little bit better, but then what you should be able to do is basically change up anything to represent any day or time of year on your calendar. I've decided to leave mine relatively plain because the black and white actually matches the vibe that I have going on my desk, and once I add in the gold frame, I think that will be just enough flash and pizzazz for what it is that I'm trying to do. As you can see, using this particular size of deco tag, everything fits perfectly inside of this 5x7 frame. I also just want to throw out there, in case you're trying to use the same measurements or just want to be super sure that it's going to work out the right way for you, the bottom of this is 2 inches long The top edge here, not including the part that is hole punched, this is, I believe, 3.5. That sounds right. 3.5 or 3.25. So I think this is the only size that they were selling in the paper crafting section at Walmart, but in case you're trying to make your own, or if you want to make them a little bit smaller so that you can be absolutely certain they fit in your frame, those are the dimensions that this is about. Howdy y'all, it is the next day because I had to wait for these to come in the mail. I got them off of Amazon. They are some vinyl coated cup hooks. The size that I am using is, I believe, a 1/2 inch. So I have 3 of these, and I have taken my picture frame and I have marked out evenly across the 7-inch side 3 different places where I want to put my hook in. I tried to eyeball it and that's what happened, so don't be like me, please measure it. It will look better, trust me. So this is, I believe, 1.75 inches, this is 3.5, and this is 5.25, and that should keep them evenly spaced. And getting the hooks inside is actually pretty easy, especially with the cheap Dollar Tree material. All you have to do is find your spot, indent just a little bit so that you have kind of that dot there, and just twist. So slightly adding a little bit of pressure, you're just gonna twist in continuously until it is at a good place. So the front of this particular picture frame, I don't know why I can't seem to ever remember that word, but there is kind of a lip down here, as you can see, so I'm not going to screw this in all the way, mostly because I believe the screw part is actually slightly too long and it will poke out the other side. I do not want that, so I'm just going to go until I think there's maybe a couple turns left and to where it is still covered by the lip. As you can see here, the white is on the inside of the lip, so that when I flip it around front ways, you can't see any of the screw, just the hook. And I think that's pretty well centered, so I'm going to add my other hook here and here. Alright, so now the moment of truth. You're just going to hang all of your little markers that you've made onto the hooks. Now, as you can see here, it does kind of stand up on its own. Another thing that's kind of frustrating me right now is that they're all, yes, evenly spaced, but I don't like that they're overlapping each other, so I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to separate these out probably another 1/2 inch and see how that looks, because I want them all to lay straight. This looks a whole lot better, and now I can pretty much cycle through anything that I want, change the dates, and all you'll need to do is swipe the different dates every day. I think you could also, if you were interested, decorate the frame into something that's a little more your style, but I really do like the plain gold. You can also get these cup hooks in a variety of different colors and metals. I think they came in like brass. I could have gotten some gold ones if I wanted, but I thought the white ones seemed nice and simple enough. You could even add any extra decoration to these as much as you want. I thought about adding kind of like a watercolor wash to the back of them, but I really did want to keep this simple and minimal just because that's kind of what I've been into lately. But you can make this look as extravagant or as simple as you would like, and that's the fun of crafting, is that we can really do whatever we want and make anything we have fit our personal style. So I'm gonna go hang this up in my room. That is all I have for you today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, stay tuned to next Sunday for another crafty video, and I will see you then. Bye!